All right, following up, we had a match last weekend. Shoot another level 1 USPSA carry optics match today. We'll see how we do. See if we can improve on some of the things that I wanted to do better on last week. And I think the focus today is really going to be speed. So I'm going to try to maintain obviously good hits, good confirmation on the important targets, but I want to go fast, so that's what we're going to shoot for today, and we'll see how it goes.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Which squad are you behind? Go 2-4? Okay. Get that one up front. You have to look to draw here. 2-1-4-1.
Yep. I got plenty of opportunity to blow it yet, don't worry.
With the fingers all the way down and up and
Clear.
Yep. Are you ready? Stand by. Oh, if you like it. Find a match.
No,
If you're finished, I'm looking for clear. Yeah, clear. Hit me down.
He's close.
Range is clear.
Yeah, he.
Are you ready? Stand by. Oh, then I come If you're finished, I'm going to clear. If clear, hit me down.
You went corporate school though.
Are you ready? Stand by.
So do those. Yeah, so my wife was a red. Like Justin. Yeah, hell yeah. Cassidy's, executive service club, Cassidy's. Yeah.
All right, we just finished up. Pretty rough day. Didn't score as well as I wanted. Ended up with some mics, some no shoots, still some slow times, a few errors here and there, but not bad. Another hot day. It's getting pretty warm in the Texas summer, and I think the rest of the matches this season are going to be pretty toasty like this. But overall, a good match. Really good squad, good shooters. Learned some lessons. Worked on some small things. So made improvements in a few things. Lost some ground in a few others. But we'll do a score breakdown and we'll cover everything that happened. All right, made it home. I've got the scores up on the board, so let's talk about it. Didn't do as well as I wanted to. I ended up in 43rd overall. I think there was 84 shooters out there, so again, right at that middle of the pack mark, that halfway. Made a lot of errors. Didn't shoot as cleanly as I wanted to. 2 of the stages I ended up with mics. 1 I ended up with a no shoot. So accuracy-wise, not as great. My hit percentages for alphas still a little bit lower than where I want them to be. But we did have a success. Today was my first ever B-class classifier run. It was an El Presidente, so start uprange, turn, draw, one round each target on 6 targets, reload, 1 round each target back the other way. So it was real fast, but yeah, my first B-class run, still going to be firmly in C, but that's a first step to actually moving up and making that improvement. I want to try to make B-class by the end of the year, if not by early next year, so that's a good success for me. The negatives, there was a few more of them than I wanted. You saw some of the stages I was having an issue with either balance or footwork. I was just overrunning the stop sticks, the fault lines. So there were a couple with hard leans, and I was losing my balance, or I wasn't positioning myself right or correctly. I had to kind of shimmy a little bit to get in the positions of where I wanted, but that's something that I can work on with my stage planning. I've got a few drills, so that's already in the works. Another big issue that I was having, a recurring issue, was when I was presenting the pistol. I'm shooting occluded, but I noticed that I was getting a glare from the electrical tape on the inside. So I need to retape my optic because it's creating kind of a weird, like, egg-shaped glare inside that the dot's sort of floating in the middle of. But I wasn't expecting it to be as bad, but it was very prevalent in the sun, so that was an issue. The pistol itself, perfect, flawless, kept running. It's obviously super dusty out there, so a couple times on my reloads, the mags would get kind of sticky. So, I mean, you can see that mag's not seated, but everything's real dusty, real dirty, and every little bit of oil, it just picks up all that dust and gets kind of nasty, but pretty good overall. It shot well. I was having an issue a little bit with presenting. I'm not presenting consistently, so my dot, I noticed, was a lot of times outside the window to the right for some reason. I know a lot of people present Glocks and generally they're higher, but for some reason it was just outside of my window to the right. So one of the stages you saw, I started on a low. It was partially covered by a no shoot. I came in and I was kind of fishing for my dot. So those are things that I need to correct with presenting, because I've noticed when I stand upright and stand and deliver type of target, I can present just fine. It's right there every time. I'm really consistent with that, but the awkward positions, I'm not doing as well. So that's something I'm gonna have to work on with dry fire. I might make some visual barriers and have to do some leans, or just set up some different stuff so that I'm forced to present the same way every time, whether I'm leaned one direction or the other, or engaging off of kind of an off-balance position. But that range, River City puts on a really good match. A little bit more technical stages, so saw some of them had like a double swinger, some really fun unloaded starts, which was kind of an interesting one. I've only shot those, I think, one other time. So one of them was all mags had to be on one barrel, or your gun was on another barrel, so you had to run up, mag off one, gun off the other, load, shoot an array with a swinger, come over, shoot an array with a swinger, reload off the barrel, and then run sort of like a oblong donut. And those are really fun stages. They force you to kind of game it a little bit differently, and it was pretty challenging to try to figure out the best way to do it. So that was cool, working with some of the guys in the squad who are real talented, either run other ranges or they run their own matches, and seeing how everybody kind of games it. So I'm picking up little bits here and there, but it's good having a good squad. But all that aside, I've got work to do. I've got some dry fire drills already set up. I'm going to work on this week. I've got about 3 weeks until the next match, so I'm going to try to get some more ammo, get out and do a little bit of live fire. But for now, dry fire. So presentation, making sure that my presentation is clean in awkward positions, my footwork, moving in and out of positions, and obviously draws and reloads, the typical things that slow me down. So if I can shave off a little bit here and there, I think that'll be good. A good focus for improvement going into the next one. So, like I said, I think it's about 3 weeks out. So I've got plenty of time now to try to really drill this. I'm gonna be a little bit more consistent with it, and hopefully make even a little bit of improvement. 5 to 10%, I would be ecstatic. That would shave off a good chunk on these. Some of these stage times are a little bit higher on this one just because of either the length of runs or like the unloaded starts. Little things like that are going to add extra time on some of these stages. But yeah, we're 15th in carry optic, so a little bit higher than average in carry optic. But I think we can do better. Like I said, I've got about 4.5 months now, almost 5 months now until the Area 4 Championship, and that's the first major match for me. So that's really what we're working towards. But a lot of improvement to do, and yeah, I'm excited to keep going with it. So if you want to have any kind of discussion, suggestions, questions, comments, love the dagger, hate the dagger, these things are pretty cool. I had some interesting discussions with some of the guys at the range, and this thing is always a conversation piece, and it's fun shooting this because it's just an interesting gun. But yeah, if you want to leave a comment, go ahead. I'd love to argue about these. If you want to talk trash about it, please do. It's not going to hurt my feelings. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.